Good morning, party people. Believe it or not, I am still wrestling with the rear end of Panther. Learning a lot messing with this rear end. I'm telling you, this is literally probably a 4-hour job. I think this is day 4. I had a couple of issues. Of course, you'll see the latest tools I purchased to tackle this job. And yesterday, broke a bolt off coming out of the fuel tank straps. I was working it in and out, tried to go ahead and take it out, snapped it. So I got to figure out something for that today, get this car together. Hopefully it'll be together by 1 and I can move on to other things. So today's Saturday, I'll be hitting the road Monday. Not going to jump on the road today or tomorrow. So that's where I'm at, working on getting the website finished off. I should have that up and running tomorrow. Trying to figure out a way I could put items on the website for sale that people can punch in their own purchase price. I don't think it's going to let me do that. So if for some reason you see something on that website, you want to make an offer, you'll have to send me a message to make an offer. Other than that, it's coming along pretty good. Just hot. Hadn't had time to really knock out this rear end stuff, man. This heat slowing me down. Broken parts slowing me down. But hey, just got to keep working at it, chiseling away. So that's where I'm at. Still in Cincinnati. Be heading to Roanoke, Virginia, Monday. Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert. That's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you could click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Sad to say, yesterday was a bust. I did not get to work on Panther at all. I did, however, pick up some tools to complete the task at hand. Thanks to my Patreon members, I was able to buy these tools without a lot of financial stress. I got a puller. I got another set of ratchets. For some reason, I can't find my 3/8 ratchet. I can't find a couple other sockets. My 1/4 inch is busted. And when I went to look to just buy the pieces I needed, man, it was almost the same price as getting this 75-piece kit. I wish it didn't have SAEs in there, but it's got SAEs and metrics, whatever. And I got this map torch. John Wart recommended that for heating up stuff, breaking it loose on the car. I guess it gets hotter than your other plumber's torch. So that's where I'm at, getting ready to get back on this. All this PB blaster and stuff had time to sit out here for a day and a half. I'm going to hit this a few times just like that with the big sledge I have, borrowed from Andrew. If that doesn't break it loose, I'm going to go ahead and put this suspension back in its proper position. Try to pry it loose. If it doesn't come loose, I'm going to put the puller on it. If the puller can't pop it loose, I'm going to light it up. I better find this fire extinguisher I have, just in case lighting it up becomes more than I can handle. I started to buy a fire extinguisher yesterday and forgot to do that. So let me go ahead and get this cracking. It's a little cloudy, so I'm not going to put the tent up just yet. I'm going to start out right here. I'm not going to mess up the threads in this thing with a puller. So I installed the bolt. I have it hanging out about 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead and install a puller and start cranking it, see if I can get this to come down. I usually lubricate the puller with some kind of spray lube so it's not, running dry on the bolt, but we'll see. How about that? It says it right on the tool. Clean and lubricate forcing bolt periodically. So I got this set up. I'm going to go ahead and figure out what size that is and start cranking that in. See if I get this thing to pop down 1 inch. And then if it doesn't come off, I'm going to reset it and bring it down some more. It appears to be a 16, and it's coming down nice and easy as I crank it. I can see it coming down up there. Hadn't even started cranking it hard. Looks like it's just going to pull the rubber part off though. Don't look like it's pulling that metal part off. Getting a little tight. Let me keep on pulling. See it coming off the rubber part. This has some stress on it, pulling out the rubber. I think I'm going to put some heat on it and see if it'll go ahead and pop the metal off with it. I just don't want to tear the rubber off and leave the metal. In this video I'm going to show you how to use this MAP torch. It's MAP because of the type of gas. It gets hotter than your regular plumber's torch. I'm going to show you how to safely use this. And the main key with safely using this is having a fire extinguisher handy. Picked this one up from Home Depot. It's got an instant on and off ignition, continuous flame lock, durable cast body, pressure regulator, and it comes with everything you need to get started. This is really what comes in the kit, a refillable bottle. A lot of times they'll take those as an exchange when you're buying these things. And then the top trigger thing simply screws on. First thing you want to do is read all of the instructions and safety information there, and again, get your fire extinguisher handy. After you've read all of your instructions, you want to screw this onto the bottle. Take 2 hands to do it. Screw it on until you can't screw it no more by hand. No tool is needed. Once you got the controller screwed on there, you just simply push the button in and it fires it right up. And if you want it to hold and keep itself on, you push this button in and you let it go, and it'll keep the flame going. If you want to release it, you push the button in, the large button in, and it releases that, shuts it back off. You can turn this controller off by turning this knob clockwise. So when you turn this clockwise, this little slit in here will go to lock. Then it will not turn on when you push the button. If when you want it on, you turn it there to unlock, you push it, it turns on. You push that down, it locks it on. Then it is on and discharging gases. Some of these turning the knob will adjust the flame, but this one seems to have a fixed flame. So let me go down there and heat my part, and I have my fire extinguisher right there. So you see the flame that thing is throwing, heating up this part. Try not to burn yourself or anything. You should wear heavy duty welder's gloves when you're messing with this, because you do not want to burn yourself with something falling off of these parts, like these little rubber particles are falling down there burning. Because I have so much penetrant oil on there, that thing is actually burning off the penetrant oil and the rubber. So I need to get that out. Burn the flame out. Now let me heat this metal up again. Gotta be extra careful burning stuff and heating stuff up with this, because you got other things going on around you. I got fuel lines over there, fuel filter, stuff like that, and I just don't want to get this too hot and catch something else on fire. That came off very easy after heating that up. It just burnt the rubber off. So now I need to lower the floor jack, take that side out over there, take that nut out. So now I need to take that nut out on the other side, lower this floor jack so this side can lower, maneuver the other side loose, slide this back out of the way. And then I got to work on getting this metal post off of the frame of my car. I'm probably going to end up doing that with heat, a chisel, and maybe a pipe wrench. I lowered the back of this suspension a little bit on the floor jack, and went over the other side, pulled that bolt out. This rear end fell right down. So there it is, the bushing torn up, burned out of it, and the brake lines tied up to the car. The ABS stuff still on the rear suspension. So I'm going to try to lower this tank. I got a 12mm bolt right there. I got 2 on the other side. So I'm going to pull this rear end out a little bit after I unclip these ABS wires. I got a bracket there that they clipped in, and I think I got one up top as well. And once I unclip the ABS wires, unplug them, hopefully I'll get some slack in them so I could pull this out. And I want to put the floor jack or something under here to support the fuel tank. I don't want the fuel tank coming down no more than 6 inches, 8 at the most. Here it is, folks, a map torch and a puller. Now I'm going to pull this bolt back out and got to get this bushing sleeve off of my body post. That is nasty. I tried to put a vice grip on it and the crunchy rubber stuff just popped right off. So now I'm left with the metal sleeve. Let me try to heat this up and put a pipe wrench or a big vice grip on here and see if this thing will break loose and come off. There it is, as raw as it gets. So let me put some fire on that thing and try to get that to pop off. I'm trying to leave some heat on here until this thing gets red. Moving it up and down just a little bit, but I want it red. Need to check inside the car, make sure nothing's catching fire in there. And I put a little bit on the inside, but I don't want to do that much because I don't know where that's going inside the car. Mostly heating it up out here. Once I see it's red, I'm going to try to twist that thing off with a big vice grip or pipe wrench. I got it hot, and as you can see, it's turning. But I need it to come down off of there, so I'm going to latch this on here and try to tap it down with a hammer now that it's loose. I got the vice grip on there. I ran the bolt back up in there. I'm going to put this puller on here, see if this puller can pull it off. The puller was pulling the vice grip down off the fat part of the sleeve, so I repositioned the vice grips above the fat part. So now when the puller pulls it down, it shouldn't pull the vice grip off of it. It should go ahead and pull that down. I got a very small gap up there now. The puller is tight. It's not quite going straight because I got this side up on the edge of the vice grip and this side's not. But you can see the sleeve is coming down off the post. Now the sleeve is stuck on the post again. When I had it turning, I should have sprayed some penetrant oil in there, but I repositioned the puller. It looks more straight. Now I'm gonna go ahead and try to pull it again. I got about 1/4 of an inch up there. The vice grip and puller popped off. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this bolt out, heat it up some more, spray some penetrant oil in there, and then try to pull it down some more. Heated it up, got it pulled down some more, and it looks like it's gonna pop off. Got that thing. Got it all the way down on the nut, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and take the puller off and try to pull it the rest of the way down. But I got a lot of room on it. That part is still smoking. Finally got it off the post. I'm gonna clean that post up and paint it while I get this other one ready to go up. Don't know if it'll dry. Nah, I'm just gonna clean the post up. Put some lubricant on there. Don't touch these parts for 15-20 minutes. They're still hot. That bolt is smoking because I put that bolt in there. This thing is still smoking hot. This tool is now hot. So don't touch nothing or you'll burn yourself. While that's cooling down, once it gets all the way cooled down, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with a wire brush to make sure it don't have no rust residue on it. In the meantime, I'm gonna unclip this wire holder here and go ahead and lower this tank a little bit with these 12mm. And take this strap loose a little bit, put something under it to hold the tank from coming down too far, and take one of the straps loose on the front, probably the one closer to the passenger side, and see if this will hang down just a little bit. I also have the Volvo vacuum line for this, so I'm gonna fix that there while I'm down here. Let me go ahead and try to get these wires run. I absolutely can't believe I just did this. Instead of heating this bolt up on the front side of the fuel tank straps, I tried to work it out. Bring it down to get tight, took it up, bring it down, took it up, bring it down, took it up. It snapped. So now I got to get that out of there. Heat it up, drill it out, something. Because I got to have this fuel tank secure. And I broke the bolt that straps it in. Wow. Working on getting this bolt dealt with. My fuel tank strap bolt broke off in the nut, so I tried to drill in there with this bit. Not sure what size it is. I'm guessing it's 7/64, something like that. That thing was so dull it didn't hardly get in, so I took a 1/16. Man, I went in there pretty quick, pretty deep, putting a little penetrant oil on the tip of the bit. And then I went in there with a, I think this is a 1/8 bit I got now. And man, that thing went in there quick too. So now what I think I'm gonna do is, I don't have my extractor handy. I think I'm gonna take a screw, heat that up, put a screw in there, and screw the screw all the way in and drive that up into the body and just leave it in the body, not extract it. It'll be easier driving it up in there and then pushing the screw and everything up in there than it will be extracting it, because I don't have my extractors handy. I'll check one more place for the extractor, and then I'll go plan B or plan A with pushing it up through there. Then I'll be able to put a fresh screw in there, not broken. I am going to heat it up real good before I drive a screw through there though. Well, this is not going as planned. I got a little scared to put a screw in here and try to drive it through there. So, get that tank away from that heat. I remember Elizabeth had an extractor. Went and got her extractor, put it in there, started to try to extract the bolt, snapped off in there. Hate when that happens. So now I gotta try to drill into that extractor, which extractors are normally harder steel to drill through, and try to get another hole drilled in there so I could try to get that screw out again. Thought this was going to be easy. The extractor bit broke off in there. That metal is so hard, near impossible to drill in. I don't have the rest of my life to fix this. So I took a punch and knocked that cast nut out of the way. I'm going to figure out a way to put a nut on the other side of that, put a bolt and nut there. I'll have to go through here or something with a zip tie, get that lined up, get a screw started in it, and somehow hope it tightens up enough, or make sure I figure out a way to get it tight enough to hold the tank strap up. I can also use this hole and tap a hole there, put a nut in there, some kind of screw. Same thing for the other side, self-tapping screws to hold this strap up there, because I'm not getting that extractor out of the middle of that bolt, and that's just a lost cause. So I knocked it out. I'm gonna try to put a nut on the back of there with a washer and put a bolt up through it. After I get everything else lined up, get this suspension out of the way, get my ABS wires stranded up there, and go from there. Now that the tank is down a little bit, I can see the straps that holds the wires there. Looks like it's got a little push tab right on this side of it. I'm gonna push that in, push that down, slide that strap loose, get these wires loose, run the wires up here and keep this going. I took the screwdriver, push down on the tab and pushed it in at the same time, and it lifted up and come out. So that worked out pretty good. Now the strap's loose, I can pull the wires down. I'm gonna pull this white clip off of here. That white clip goes into the side of that wall right there. Just pry it up with a screwdriver. Took the heat shield off and those clips for the parking brake shoes, and one of the heat shield bolts broke off 13 millimeter. I could have heated it up, I guess, but I didn't. These ABS sensors are like almost impossible to get out. They've been in there so long, but I'm gonna try to tap this one out and see what happens. I hope ABS sensors never go bad, because these things are not coming out of here. They are rusted in. I just beat it with a hammer and it is stuck in there. So I'm gonna smack it with the big sledge as soon as I find that. See how much force it takes to get that thing out. Here it is. Thor. There it goes, coming out now. Oh, I thought it was coming out. It ain't coming out because it's still tight right there. Let me hit it with two hands. You can see the ABS sensor is smashed and it is still in this knuckle, so that's not good. Let me go get the heat shield off the other side. Decided to check this ABS wiring because I don't know if I can get those sensors out of these two rear ends to swap this C70 sensors over to this S70 rear end. So this wire is just straight wire. I don't know if this stainless steel or what, but I should be able to splice that and heat shrink it real easy. I was afraid to splice these wires, but if I can't get these sensors to just come right out without putting pressure on them, I'm going to have to splice them, because I don't think I'm going to get them to swap over. They're stuck in the knuckles. Of course, I can always order one. I don't think I did that. Let me check this box behind me. I can order a new one, and when I get the new one, then install them. But let me see if I did that, because I got the box behind me here. FCP, baby. Fastest shipping available. Got here in 2 days. Just like the other box did for $9. Nope. No sensors, just parking brake parts. So let me see if I get those sensors out of there. If not, I'm going to be splicing sensors. Well, I don't see those sensors coming out of there, so I'm glad I cut my wires right at the sensors. And that one sensor over here, I left just enough wire on it to splice that thing together. I almost cut it too short. But you're not going to get these old sensors out of here and reuse them. So either purchase new sensors if they've been cut off, or don't cut them off, unplug them. Tisk, tisk, tisk. I have the calipers and the rotors off. That'll make that a lot lighter to carry. So let me go ahead and move this thing into position. Take these e-brake parts off. I cut those cables, so I should be able to pull them right out and be prepared to put the new stuff in. These parts actually don't look bad, but again, this was a S70 SE and looked like it was garaged. This thing probably worked. Somebody was taking decent care of it. So let me go ahead and get these parts off, because I'm putting new parts on mine. Well, I'm going to knock it off for the day. I am exhausted. It's still a hot day. And man, I've come to the conclusion that when things go wrong, it takes more energy out of you than actually doing the job. So I'm going to wrap it up for today, figure out what I'm going to do about that fuel tank bolt, deal with that in the morning, and hopefully get this car back together tomorrow morning sometime. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.